2,500 years ago. He had no smartphone, no algorithm, no self-help book. Yet Pythagoras, the ancient Greek philosopher and mathematician, understood something about human life that most men today still haven't figured out. He watched men chase power, money, and status, and he recorded what they discovered too late about what actually matters. Today, we're going to go through his most powerful quotes, and I want you to ask yourself, honestly, how many of these am I still learning the hard way? Let's begin. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in few. Most men talk too much. We explain ourselves when we don't need to. We justify, we argue, we fill silence with noise. Pythagoras understood that a man of real depth speaks with precision. Every unnecessary word you speak is a withdrawal from your credibility. The most powerful men in any room are rarely the loudest. They're the ones who, when they speak, everyone stops to listen. Learn to edit yourself. Say more with less. Silence, used wisely, is more powerful than any speech. Rest satisfied with doing well, and leave others to talk of you as they please. How many hours have you wasted worrying about what someone thinks of you? Pythagoras lived in a time before social media, and yet he already knew the trap. Men destroy their peace trying to manage how the world perceives them, instead of focusing on who they are becoming. Your reputation is built through consistent action, not through convincing people of your worth. Do the work, do it well, and let the results speak louder than any argument. The man who needs constant approval will never find lasting confidence. No man is free who cannot control himself. We live in an era that celebrates freedom, freedom to do anything, buy anything, say anything. But Pythagoras defined true freedom completely differently. A man who cannot control his anger is a slave of his emotions. A man who cannot resist his impulses is a prisoner of his desires. A man who reacts to every provocation has no power at all. Self-mastery is the foundation of every other achievement. Before you can lead others, you must first be able to lead yourself. Before you can build an empire, you must first conquer your own mind. The chains that bind most men are invisible, and they are self-made. As long as man continues to be the ruthless destroyer of lower living beings, he will never know health or peace. Your character is revealed not in how you treat powerful people, but in how you treat those who can do nothing for you. The way a man treats animals, the way a man speaks to a waiter, the way a man behaves when no one is watching, that is who he actually is. And Pythagoras warned, there is a price for cruelty, not always external, not always obvious, but it erodes something inside you that you cannot easily rebuild. Do not talk a little on many subjects, but much on a few. This is the wisdom of mastery over mediocrity. We live in the age of distraction. Everyone is learning a little about everything and becoming an expert in nothing. Pythagoras spent decades mastering mathematics, philosophy, and music. He went deep, not wide. The men who change the world are rarely the ones who dabble in everything. They are the ones who commit fully to a small number of things that matter. Ask yourself right now, what are the 2 or 3 things you are truly committed to mastering? If you can't answer that question clearly, you are drifting, not growing. Above all things, reverence yourself. 3 words. Reverence yourself. Not arrogance, not ego, but a deep, unwavering respect for who you are, for your own values, your own time, your own energy. Most men betray themselves every single day. They say yes when they mean no. They tolerate disrespect to avoid conflict. They shrink themselves to fit into spaces that were never meant for them. Pythagoras is saying, before you can be respected by the world, you must first respect yourself, your standards, your boundaries, your beliefs. These are not walls, they are the foundation of everything you will ever build. A man is never as tall as he kneels to help a child. In a world that glorifies dominance and power, Pythagoras pointed to something different. True greatness is measured by your generosity, not your net worth, not your title, not the number of people who fear you, but by how you show up for those who need you, especially when it costs you something. The legacy a man leaves behind is rarely built from his achievements. It is built from the lives he touched, the children he inspired, and the kindness he chose when unkindness would have been easier. Concern yourself not with what you tried and failed in, but with what is still possible for you to do. This might be the one quote that could change the direction of your life today. So many men are haunted by their past, failed business, failed marriage, missed opportunities, decisions they'd take back if they could, and they live there, in that regret, instead of here in the present, where the next great chapter can still be written. Pythagoras failed. He was exiled. His school was burned. He rebuilt. Your past is not your prison unless you choose to live in it. What is still possible for you? What can you still build, fix, create, and become? That is where your energy belongs. Pythagoras left behind no complete written works. Everything we know of him comes through his students, who were so moved by his wisdom they spent their lives passing it on. That is the mark of a man who truly lived his philosophy. Today you heard 8 of his most powerful truths. Control yourself before you try to control anything else. Speak less, say more. Master a few things deeply. Respect yourself first. Measure your greatness by your generosity, and never stop building, no matter what you've lost. These are not new ideas, they are ancient ones. The tragedy is not that we don't know them. The tragedy is that most men